Hey guys, vocal coach Ken Taylor here, and today I wanted to make a quick video where I can give you 5 singing performance tips that you can use the next time you get out on stage. Alright, so let's just jump right in. Tip number 1 is you want to have a contagious energy about you. Okay? I can't tell you how many people get on stage and they kind of have this nervous, closed off thing. And the thing is, whatever energy you're sending out, you're going to get back. If you're nervous, your audience is going to be nervous for you. But if you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, your audience is going to enjoy it as well. So make sure that you have a contagious energy about you that you want to have and that you're sharing with your audience. Okay, tip number 2 has everything to do with your eyes and where you're focusing. Now, if I'm having a conversation with you, in the middle of the conversation I start looking off and kind of staring off into the distance for no reason, then that's really distracting, isn't it? Okay? And it's really no different than when you're singing on stage. When you're singing on stage, a lot of singers, they'll kind of start over here and they'll kind of sweep the audience. They'll look up, they'll look down, they'll kind of do this. And after they've said like one sentence, they've looked in 18 different directions. To your audience, that comes across as really insecure. And it's really just kind of distracting. It's very disconnected from your audience, and you want to have kind of a relationship with them. So whenever you're singing a line, you want to be looking in one general direction. Have a focus. Hold that focus until you've completed your idea, and then you can move on to the next place. Kind of like that. Okay? And then, of course, finally, when it comes to eye contact, when it comes to that eye focus, right? You don't have to look people in the eyes. If you're comfortable with it, you can do that. But you can also look at their foreheads, over their heads. You can even look at the exit sign in the back of the room. For some of my very young beginner singers, I'll tell them to look at the exit sign and then the 2 corners in the back of the room, looking over the heads of everyone, because some people get nervous looking at people. So just a nice little tidbit there. Okay, tip number 3 has to do with the way that you walk on stage. Now, I can't tell you how many singers, when they get on stage, they'll kind of do this and they don't really know what they're doing when it comes to performing and how they're going to stage it. So they'll walk over here, they'll sing for a minute, and then they'll kind of do this, and then they'll change directions like halfway through. And it's really distracting to your audience because it's very obvious you don't know what you're doing. Okay? So I have a rule. When it comes to walking on stage, if you're going to move, know where you're going, go there, and then stop. Be done with it, okay? Doing that will come across as much more confident to your audience, and it won't be distracting like the other was. So, okay, that was tip number 3. Now we're on tip number 4, which has to do with posture and body language. As a performer, we really want to create a larger-than-life type of image, okay? And the way that we stand really has a lot to do with that. If I walk out on stage and I'm kind of closed off and I'm doing this, then I look nervous. It's a very unnatural thing. And even if, that was really obvious and extreme, but even like this right here, subconsciously the audience picks up on a little bit of nervousness because you're a little closed off. Your shoulders are kind of in, your body's kind of curled into each other, right? Into itself. So when you go out on stage and you're performing, make sure, and this is such a big thing, I know it seems small, but it makes such a big difference. Let the shoulders comfortably roll back and fall away from each other, okay? And doing just that little thing will give you that larger-than-life image that you want and exude a ton of confidence to your audience, okay? Really, really important. I really want you to do that one, okay? All right, tip number 5 has to do with gestures. And basically, the reason I included this is because especially beginner performers, when they get out there, they tend to kind of have like their elbows glued to their body. They'll have the microphone here, and then they'll want to gesture, and they do good. They kind of, for you, or they'll point, and they'll, whatever. Obviously, as you can see, it looks really weird. Don't do that. Don't have T-Rex arms. It's a bad idea. Okay. With your microphone hand, allow the elbow to come out a little bit. You don't want to be a chicken. Don't flap your arm. But allow your posture to open up. Keep your shoulders down and out. Right. Use bigger, grander gestures. Make it strong. If you're going to point, once again, shoulders still down, but it's all big motions, right? And it's away from your body. Try to get your elbow out some, and that'll really help to convey more of a confident and larger-than-life type image that we've been talking about trying to do, okay? Cool. So those are your 5 singing performance tips. I'm going to leave you with one final little idea because it's such a great tool and I wish it was around when I was younger and performing. You have a great tool right at your fingertips with this YouTube thing, okay? You're probably on YouTube watching this. If you're not, you're watching a YouTube video, and I'm sure you've probably been to YouTube because everyone in the world has. YouTube is a great source to do some research. If you kind of hit a roadblock, a brain fart, you don't know what to do when you're going to do your performance, then go to YouTube, type in the song, check out the performer, check out the music video, see if they did a live performance or multiple live performances, see if there are other singers that have covered it and done it in shows and recitals and things like that. You can get a lot of great ideas and borrow them, if you will, from other performers, and it can be a really wonderful tool. So check out YouTube if you end up kind of having hitting a roadblock in what you're going to do for your staging, and of course check out those 5 tips and be sure to apply them the next time you get on stage, and I promise you will see a tremendous difference. Your parents, your friends, your family, whoever it is that's out there watching you, your audience, will see a tremendous difference in the way that you're presenting yourself. So I hope that this helps. If it did, feel free to click the subscribe button up there, and we'll be seeing you here in the following videos.